by brokenness and suffering, there exists a place where compassion knows no bounds. Welcome to CityBridge Urgent Care, a free urgent care clinic that shines as a beacon of love and compassion. With open hearts and open doors, this clinic embodies Christ's love, offering care without condition and healing without cost.
I serve at CityBridge Urgent Care because I enjoy seeing God's people come through the door every day, coming because they have a need, a medical need, a physical need, and then they just get to be met with the love of Christ.
Every day we see a number of patients come through our door, and we're truly given an incredible opportunity to steward each and every one of those patient interactions. Sometimes they fit the typical urgent care profile, and sometimes they don't. And in those cases, we take the opportunity to learn about them, to pray with them, share the gospel with them, and to just simply engage and spend time listening to what's going on in life.
Every day we start the day by reading God's Word and fellowshipping together and praying, just for each other, but also for the patients coming in. And as the day goes on, we get to meet patients, and patients will respond to us after just interacting with them or praying with them, which is such encouragement.
One of the patients who came through our door, and we'll call him Jimmy, did not have an urgent care profile.
So it was a Tuesday morning, and I met Jimmy at the front door as he was walking in. I could tell that he was in need of care. He wouldn't tell me what was going on. He continued to say, "It's one of those things." And I could tell by the bandage on his left wrist that he had potentially harmed himself and was in need of medical care for that. I thanked him for coming, told him that we were glad to see him and that we were going to help him. I do remember making eye contact, and when that happened, just reminding him again that we were so grateful that he was at the clinic that day, that we would do anything that we could to help him, that he was in a safe place. And I remember his eyes locking with mine and filling with tears, as we continued to wait, talk with him and share the good news of Jesus, and that we believed, fully confident, that God had rescued him, that medically his injuries were far beyond what urgent care is, what we would be able to do in the clinic for him, but that he walked in with stable vital signs. And after seeing his injury, it was evident that God was pursuing him. It was palpable that God had rescued him. And medically, it was astonishing that he was alive. The best thing that we could do was to get him somewhere that would be safe for him. And that looked like a 48-hour stay at a hospital where they repaired his injuries. We prayed continuously for him, for the caregivers that would be a part of his team, for God to continue to pursue him.
Jimmy came back to the clinic about 48 hours after his initial visit, and he had multiple conversations with different staff and providers and volunteers during that time about faith and life.
I remember him at that point saying, I'm trying to decide if I want to hide this or highlight this. He was confident at that point that God was at work and pursuing him, that there was a God that loved him, that had a plan and a purpose for his life.
Jimmy got connected through CityBridge's 12-step recovery program called Regeneration. And when things got hard again, he wasn't alone.
It was, such a cool experience, such a neat thing to be able to build a relationship with Jimmy over time as a patient.
At the clinic every day we meet people like Jimmy, and we get to be a part of stories that are mind-blowing. It's just, you can't make this stuff up. The work that we get to do at the clinic is what Jesus does. He comes near to people, he listens, he cares for them, he comforts them, and he points them to hope. We're just the church. We're at a different location than the church, but we are doing the same thing, where we're loving on people and pointing them to Christ. Come and be a part of the clinic, because every single day we get to do that, and it is an honor and privilege.
Led by the Spirit of Jesus, CityBridge Urgent Care is a beacon of light, bringing hope and healing to those in need.